Actually, I am the lucky one to have been associated with this celebration, I think, from the very beginning onwards. Manoj Srivastav ji, Archana Bhatnagar ji, and Meg Johns, MNES4, and all the friends on the dais and sitting before. The only reason why I came here is to salute the person who has organized this and to just witness this history-making event. Just last month, I was in UN for the 61st conference for Commission on Status of Women. And there were lots of discussions and plannings and certain challenges, and mostly focused on Sustainable Development Goals 2030. And it's really it's very appreciable. I don't have words to appreciate. And many a times, the person who does it, because when one is doing something, one feels it very casual doing it. And how great it is realized not by the person is not realized by the people who are involved. It's realized more by the people who see it from far away. As far as entrepreneurship goes, women by very nature, I think the word entrepreneurship is closest to womanhood. But ironically, a woman entrepreneur faces more challenges, not because of her incapability, not because of her own shortfalls, but because for the rest of the society in India and elsewhere, a woman has to struggle very hard to break the perception of rest of the world about her being capable of doing what she is.
Wonderful.
And while just listening to all of you, I was thinking that why is it required to organize such events? Why did you make so much of toil to do this at all? आप ना भी करते तो क्या फर्क पड़ता था? I deeply realize this. The very reason why you need to organize such events is to get recognized. Because when you are together, the group dynamics works. And moreover, in today's time, the world has become very small. And Archana Bhatnagar ji was telling that you had many bilateral agreements and bilateral talks. Again, I feel that आप अपने आप को जो कर रहे हो वो आप खुद नहीं रियलाइज कर पा रहे. It was not bilateral, it was multilateral. And the women who have participated they are already performers. Most of the women who came here were not the women who have just started. The women who got together here, they were achievers. So more than confidence building, it was networking and learning from the experiences of others. And wisdom, in one word, if we say, it's more of learning from the experiences of others. And development is directly proportional to exposure. The more you get, the more exposure you have, the more probabilities are there of your development. Sitting here in the city of Jabbalpur, each and every lady entrepreneur who came here got exposed to 13 countries, and I think, what was the number here?
Yesterday we had 450 people. And all registration wise we had about 335 delegates.
So it's really great. And it's really great. And one more thing was adding to my happiness. When all of you were thanking Archana, unknowingly I was also getting thanked. I being Archana Chitnis.
But ma'am, we've shared this energy to do this program. Right? You told me you just do it. And I'm there. Remember your words?
नहीं ऐसा कोई कहता या ना कहता, बट आप लोग को तो करना ही था. आपको तो करना ही था. Ulta, I should thank Manush Astaji also, that because of him I came to know you.
Yes. And he's one person who kept telling me, why are you doing it? You don't have money, you don't have funds. Yeah. He kept asking me every time I used to, nobody's supporting you, you're not having funds, why are you doing this? What are you doing this?
There's an English saying.
Because he was a well-wisher. That's why.
There's an English saying that life is bitter to the very bone if you're a woman, poor and alone. So we are all women by the beginning of the day or the end of the day. And we don't want to be poor at all. And at the same time, as we are here together in Mawe, we are not alone. We are together. And this togetherness adds to the strength. One thing I must add on, slightly differing from what Manu said. Of course, women in India are homemakers. But being a homemaker doesn't deny her of being an IPS officer.
She must tell them why to be an IPS officer.
And family is the institution which we Indians are very lucky to have. And moreover, with the development of human civilization, the first institution which was made was family. When we are talking of agriculture and rural women in UN, most of us talked of family agriculture. When it comes to agriculture, one can't handle it singly. Similarly is the case with the business. It's family business also. Most of the times, the male member of the family leads it. And at times even a female of the family will lead it. But to be outgoing, to be achieving, to be developing, it just doesn't stand against being a very compassionate family person. It does family and development, family and progress, family and being an achiever. They can go together. They can go hand in hand, and they do go hand in hand. If you just take a classical example of Archana Bhatnagar alone, I think you must be thanking your family day in and day out.
Oh, absolutely.
I know it.
They have
I know.
3 months for their all
I know.
meals.
I know.
That's seen me.
Because when we say behind every successful man there's a woman standing behind, so is with the women also. So is. All I want to add is, as it reads, sustainable growth for women entrepreneurs through entrepreneurship and export promotion. थोड़ा सा इस कंसेप्ट को एक बार फिर से आप सोचो. When we talk of sustainable growth cannot be compartmentalized for men and women differently. When we talk of sustainable growth, it is sustainable growth in perspective too of environment and material growth. When we talk of sustainable growth, it is everlasting growth. A road to which there is no end at all, because the balance between the God-made and man-made world should be maintained. I am working in a field which is, I think, not less difficult for a lady to work in than the businesses. In the area which I work, the capacity and the capability you have, it doesn't solve your problems, it rather creates problems for you. You can have more than one manufacturers of any one thing sitting together in this room. You can have more gynecologists in your city if each year adds 5 more doctors in any area. सबका काम चलता है. But the cutthroat competition that the field in I work, you can't have more than one corporator, more than one MP in one area. Still, I am a strong believer, and not only a believer, but a practitioner of compassion and compatibility, and compassion and complementarity. When it comes to take help or give help or add to the strength, I don't think gender makes a difference in it. And your presence here proves it.
Yes. It's a strong moment.
The only thing which I would like to underline is, although psychologically, anatomically, and you may say in terms of social perspectives too, men and women are different. We think in a different way, we work in a different way. Our sorrows and happiness are also not exactly akin to each other. But still, I would like to tell all of you that the world, which has been divided amongst there are so many walls of countries, walls of religions, walls of languages. In these so many walls, any of our activity or thought should not create any wall between men and women who together complete. And I being a minister in the government of Madhya Pradesh, and the party which is in the center is the same party which is ruling the state of Madhya Pradesh. I can promise you that whatsoever I can do, we can sit again, we can plan, we can, and moreover, we should plan in the areas which generate more and more employment. And many a times, mechanization, when it's economically viable, then one has to opt for it. But we have so many women who have wonders in their fingers. But all they are helpless is not with Make in India, where they exhaust and where they can't reach or approach is market. If women like all of you, if we work for these women together, that they make, we just add on little with the designing part of it and the requirements and the tastes of today's date and link them with the market. I think it is the biggest service we can make to our friends all around. And as a working woman, leave aside entrepreneurship. Without women working, the world cannot be fed. If you just go the countryside, you will see more women working in the fields than men. But where does helplessness come from? That they do work, they do shed their sweat, but when it comes to taking the farm's produce to the market, it is the man who takes the produce to the market. So the money doesn't come in the purse of the lady of the house, it comes into the pocket of the man. And as that goddess of the house or the home, what is expected is कि अगर वो बाजार जाके बेच के आ रहा है, तो if he calls the lady of the house Lakshmi, he should just come and give all the money he is getting into the hands of the lady of the house. Goddess of the house. And then as per the requirement, he should keep on asking whatever he requires, give me some money for the today's date. I tell you, there's a Hindi word which I don't know the synonym in English, which is barkat. Barkat is more than prosperity. Abundance and prosperity and happiness and may it be any family or society or nation, only those families and societies and nation progress. Not only those not only where women are respected, where women have the deciding role in decision making and they have participatory roles. And because of historical reasons of last, say some more than 1,000 years, the females in our country, they lag behind in education. The security of women became more of a priority than her education. And because of this glorious past, things are not going to be difficult for us. When we'll work for change, we'll achieve very fast and reach the situation which we want to, because the roots of women empowerment in our country are very deep. They are very deep. I don't know whether it will be appreciated if I say it here or not. A country like US couldn't accept a woman as the head of the state. But we in our country, not only in today's date, in democracy, we have had head of the state women. We have had head of the state women, say 400 years back, 1,000 years back. And women so much empowered with knowledge, 1400 years back, when the discussion between Shankaracharya and Mandan Mishra was going on, Mandan Mishra's wife was on the judgment seat, and she didn't decide for her husband. What she decided was that what her husband says was wrong, and what the opinion was Shankaracharya was correct. She was at that level, from standing where, sitting on that high pedestal. She could say her husband that, my dear husband, Shankaracharya's opinion, I find Shankaracharya's opinion better than yours. That was the situation 1400 years back. And again, when we say gender, when हम लिंग को gender नहीं बोल सकते. Again, I want a word for gender in Hindi. It is because the very first written book of human civilization, it says Manurbhava. Be human. When it says be human, it says it to men and women both. And the situation which we have made today, definitely it needs to be improved. And women, as was asked to Swami Vivekananda when he went to America, he was asked when the situation of women is going to change in India, when is it going to improve? Swamiji simply said the situation of women in India will improve when the woman of India will become capable of improving her own situation. He didn't say that any government is going to do it, or men will do it, or anybody else will do it. He simply said, when the women of India will become women like women sitting here, the situation of the woman will change on its own. So that is what Maave is contributing, not only through this program, but constantly. Since how many years you are working for it?
17 years now.
17 years. लगातार 17 साल तक एक काम करना without any government support, without any institutional support, is really wonderful. And in the end, I will only say that life is very precious. To live holistically, to live completely, to live happily, to live with the feeling of togetherness is far beyond more important than being a successful entrepreneur or being a successful politician. We in India, in our film industry, many a time the films which become very successful, we tell them they are box office hit. And the films who don't make success, we tell that they are flop films. One should have the internal strength deep inside. Whether the picture of my life or the film of my life, it may be box office hit or not, but it's going to be a beautiful film. That is one thing which we can make sure of. So once again, I'm happy that I didn't come in the beginning of this event, because to praise and to be hats off, this is the right moment.